Islam Dwayne by Arrington-Bey. It's September 21st, 2019. So my thoughts today, I want you to remember jurisdiction and quarantine. Jurisdiction and quarantine. Hold on one second. I'm on my way to work. I walk the same path I walk every day. So once again, my thoughts today is jurisdiction and quarantine. And so one of the things I was doing today is maintaining divine thoughts. Because it's important. And what I was telling you about earlier about how diseases are spread, I can see how diseases have a spiritual background first and then manifest physical. So if a disease have a spiritual background first and manifest physical, then that is something to think about. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get my disposition right. So I walk this path every day. I come through the parking lot every day. So when these spirits that have the science of telepathy are trying to access that mental plane, and they are diseased not just with sexual transmitted diseases or other diseases that we might not know about, these unclean spirits, but just disease because of their thoughts. When they have unclean thoughts, when they think it's okay to rape, molest, murder, these are unclean thoughts. And so these behaviors first start off with a thought. Before they behave in such a savage and animal way or manner, they think about it. So this is in connection to jurisdiction and quarantine. So a lot of these spirits, hold on one second, that think it's okay to rape spiritually, mentally, molest spiritually, mentally, murder, send sharp pains to the joints because they have the science of telepathy, and they are either used as a slave to do so, or they are just literally slaves. When I say used as a slaves, that means they don't realize maybe themselves are possessed, and they don't realize they are doing things because their minds are possessed, and they don't realize they're doing things out of the order of natural law. But when they these spirits that are not nine times out of 10 are not in the constitutional fold, that means they haven't taken an oath or affirmed to uphold the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787, Abraham Lincoln's proclamations, and the 13th Amendment with 20 sections. These are laws of naturalization. And even though everyone that has taken this oath or affirmed to uphold these divine laws of freedom may not behave in a civilized manner, but the statistics of them behaving and demonstrating themselves to be civilized in thoughts and behavior is higher than someone who's not in the constitutional fold, who aren't even considered to be human according to constitutional law. That means they are looked upon as property. They are treated like animals. They are used like animals. They're treated like property, and they're used like property. So they have no problems. So they don't see nothing wrong with behaving like a savage or an animal. So the statistics for them to see these animal behaviors is high in that jurisdiction that have not taken an oath or affirmed to uphold constitutional law. And this is where sickness comes from. Mental health, physical health, because if they are used to send sharp pains to the joints, to the body, or cause disease, then that's exactly what that's exactly what happens. You get sick, you get recycled in the medical field. So that's one of the thoughts I had as I got off work at Burger King. Once again, I walk this path almost every day. So today, as I was earning money, today is Saturday, Miss Phyllis, the manager, asked me to work today, and I was so thankful. So I worked from 7 to 4. Actually, I clocked in at 7:03, and I worked to 4 p.m. And the only thing I would say, I felt like I did pretty good in thoughts, balanced thoughts. The only time when my thoughts sort of got a little bit off balance, and it was a sequence of events that happened. Let me see. Oh, this male came into Burger King, and he had one of the those credit cards that the military gives out that demonstrate that you are connected to the military. I forgot what it's called. It's a blue card, and it's a credit union that those that are connected to the military carry, and I'll look it up and see. But I see a lot of people that come into Burger King with these cards that demonstrate they're connected to the United States military. Anyway, he ordered from me, and I took his order. He's the pale skin. After I took his order, and I handed him his cups, I said, did you have another cup? He said, no, unless you want something to drink. And I said, why would I want something to drink? And he said he was laughing. I didn't understand the joke. I was like, why would I want something to drink? So after that, I started to notice that this is spiritual, but I didn't, but anyway, I gave him good service. Let me finish that. I felt like I did pretty good in service, and he seemed happy with his meal, and that was the most important thing, because I'm at Burger King, a restaurant. I am an employee at a restaurant, and my job is to earn money and try to provide customer service. That's what I was hired for. To earn I'm Moorish American. You know this, Dwayne. I'm your wife. My nationality is Moorish American, so I was hired to work at this restaurant to provide customer service. So he seemed to be okay with that. Then I started to notice that my genitals were being attacked spiritually, because I was thinking about the drink and what I was going to put as my testimony spiritually. So spiritually, my genitals started to be attacked, and I thought, this is odd. Why is my genitals? It came out of nowhere, and this is a sequence of events after this happened. Then I looked to my left, and I saw the male, who I don't know his status or what he has like an African American accent. He's the one that was talking to another regular male that I don't know the status, but if you was to describe him, you might would say he was black or African American, I'm not sure, named Charlie that day, and he was speaking about I jerked the money out of his hand. I think it was him. It could have been someone else, but he looked like the same guy that said that he was in the Marines. But he was spoken to another regular black male that comes in almost every day named Charlie. After he spoke to me, he said I jerked the money out his hand. And then later in the conversation, Charlie, the black male regular that answers to Charlie, was talking to him. And at that day, that black male regular actually had on the emblem Navy on his shirt that answers to Charlie. And the guy that I'm referring to actually said he was in the Navy. I mean, not in the Navy, in the Marines. In the Marines, not the guy that answered to Charlie. So it looked like I saw him around the corner, but he didn't walk to the counter to order anything that I saw, or maybe I was too busy, but I didn't see. I just saw him around the corner, and after my genitals were attacked spiritually, I noticed he walked out the door. And I'm not saying he did it. I'm not accusing him. I'm giving you a sequence of events in reference to the guy, because this is when it happened, the pale skin asking if I wanted a drink. And I said, why would I want a drink? that had the credit card that many those that are connected to the United States military carry. It's connected to the credit union. So that's it. But otherwise, and then I started to feel a sharp pain as I was thinking about how I was going to document in my left knee, right here, my left knee right here, and because I was mopping the floor. As I started to mop the floor, and I was thinking how I was going to document the spiritual attack of my genitals, because I'm giving testimony as a Moorish American Hebrew Muslim, as a woman, a Hebrew Muslim implementing natural law, which includes the Constitution of 1787, Abraham Lincoln's proclamations, and the 13th Amendment with 20 sections. So as I was mopping the floor at Burger King, I started to feel a sharp pain in my left knee. And as I was thinking, having thoughts of how I was going to tell you about this spiritual experience that was not kind, and but I overcame it by maintaining balanced thoughts. And then the sharp pain came out because I remember a group of customers came in, and another group of customers. They were mainly who were in the restaurant were those that look to be on the African American status, but unless they claim a nationality, African American or black is not a nationality. Pale skin, and then those that speak Spanish. They look to be from Mexico or El Salvador. That's the main groups that were there. But after a while, the sharp pain in my knee left. After I finished that thought of how I was going to give testimony about my genitals being attacked. After the pale skin asked if I wanted a drink that had the card that many United States military that are connected to the United States military from the credit union carries. But otherwise, my knee is okay. It feels like, I walk, I jog. The United States rate 35, or in many statistics, in health. So in many statistics, in reference to other nations, the United States is not even considered healthy mentally, physically. Mental health is connected to physical health, and that's connecting also to spirits wanting to molest spiritually, and how diseases are spiritual, have a spiritual base, and then manifest physically when they're trying to have access to that sacred grove. So when your mind is not balanced, you demonstrate it physically as well in different ways. And so the sharp pain in my knee left. And once again, the United States is not considered civilized in reference to health in comparison to many to civilized, healthy nations and many statistics. So those are the thoughts in reference to experiencing sharp pains in my left knee by some unclean spirit that has the science of telepathy, that Arrington-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, reject as Moorish Americans. Let's see. So I swept, I mopped, I restocked the refrigerator with orange juice. I wiped down the counters. And what else did I do? I felt like I did pretty good. I almost made a mistake by passing the bag to drive-through instead of the front counter, but it was corrected quickly. Let's see. Just made Burger King crowns. Suggested the new pretzel bacon bacon sandwich. It's called pretzel bacon cheese sandwich. So I think I'm saying that right. We just started selling it 2 days ago, and I haven't seen the video yet, but that's because the internet is down, so they're working on fixing the internet. So anyway, the bread is, I asked Miss Phyllis about it. The bread is pretzel. So let's see. Suggested the 10-piece nugget is still on sale. Stayed busy pretty much. That's all I can really say. I really restocked the condiments. Yesterday I found expired milk in the refrigerator, and I also saw the quite a few expired milk in the cooler, and I told it wasn't sold. But anyway, I told Miss Phyllis about it, and she took care of it. And actually Diamond counted them and threw them away, because I checked the expiration date yesterday. So that was good. So everything looked, I think I did pretty good. What else did I do that gave me pride as I'm earning money and implementing implementing Abraham Lincoln's Proclamation as a Hebrew Muslim? Kept my hands washed and sanitized. And the police officers were behind me, but they just left. So I guess I'll go ahead and walk. Excuse me. Kept the counters washed. Excuse me, live long inshallah. Kept the counters washed and sanitized. We ate leftovers. Our refrigerator is full of different fruits and vegetables. Excuse me, Allah. And we ate leftovers. Still there, someone outside and around the room saying paid, and we paid and I paid, but I don't know, that doesn't connect to mental health. Why would someone be outside and around the room saying I paid and we paid? But when you but if you're dealing with something that may be diseased, and they are placing the population to disease the population, then that's where the word I paid, we paid come from. Because if you are placed in the population to disease a population, to cause harm, to keep chaos, to keep the frequency low, then the word paid in reference to bondage might make sense. Okay, so that's what I did. So now I'm getting ready to head to Whole Foods to upload this, and I'll talk to you later. It's September the 21st, 2019. It's Saturday.